What are the best strains of psilocybin for microdosing? It's one of the most commonly asked questions that I get, and I'm finally making an incredible podcast episode about this exact topic. By the time you finish this episode, you're going to have all of the best strains. You're going to know a lot about them. And again, it's going to be really, really informative. I'm Dr. Dave, Microdose U. Welcome.
Enter the world of magic mushrooms with Microdose U.
Hey there, welcome back. I am Dr. Dave, and I'm so glad to have you here with me today. I really appreciate you. I'm going to give you a great episode today because I recently wrote an article about the best strains of psilocybin for those who are microdosing. Again, it really is an extremely commonly asked question, rightfully so. I understand, because there are a lot of different strains out there. You want to know if you're picking the best one for you for your microdosing journey. Now, also, I'm going to go ahead and put a link to the article that I wrote in the show notes here. So if you ever want to go back and refer without having to listen to the episode again and again and again, or if you want to print it out, there's going to be a link to the exact article. Pass it on to your friends. It's just a really, really good reference that I'm going to leave you with. And so that's going to be in the show notes. You should always check the show notes of every episode anyway. I've got some very important links, even besides the article. I'm going to go ahead and link to some really good stuff. And by the way, remember at the very beginning of this year, we talked about this. This is your year. This is the year that you're going to start finally taking the bull by the horn and feeling your absolute best. And our one-on-one individualized coaching program has helped so many of you because, again, we just talk one-on-one. We've got a lot of resources for you. We've got videos. We've got worksheets. We've got one-on-one Zoom calls. And by the end of the 10 weeks, you're going to be feeling much better. Some people just want their hands held and they don't want to do this all on their own, and rightfully so. I totally understand it. So this is the program for you. So again, all the information in the show notes. And even if you want just to jump on a Zoom call for, one session or two sessions, that's also now available. So check it all out. These are paid programs. They're not free, but there's, you can listen to all the podcast episodes as much as you want, and that's totally free. And our Facebook group, all free. Webinars we do, all free. But these programs are more individualized, and we're going to get you there faster than you if you were to do this on your own, most likely. So check it out, show notes. And the only other thing I'll mention to you before I go ahead and talk to you about the best strains for microdosing is my website, microdoseu.com. Check it out. I've got some stuff for you. There's no question about that. Microdose with a letter U on the end of it, .com. So let's get right into this. Okay, so if some of this sounds like I might be reading a little bit, it's possible because I've got the article right in front of me, which I wrote, and I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything at all. So I don't want it to sound like I'm a robot or anything. I think I can read pretty well, but some of it is going to be read, and it might not be my regular voice, but I think it's going to be fine. So that microdosing and psilocybin, people are using it to combat issues like anxiety, depression, other mental health issues, burnout, and there's so many more reasons to be more creative, to be more spiritual. There are a lot. So I've spoken to many of you about your journeys, and it's fascinating actually to see how psilocybin has touched your life or your lives in a way that promotes healing and growth. But here's the thing. Not all strains of psilocybin mushrooms are created equal when it comes to microdosing. So in this episode right now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk to you about some of the best strains for those of you that are looking to begin or even refine your microdosing practice. Now, before I talk to you about the actual strains, let's talk a little bit about why strains even matter. Okay, well, different strains of psilocybin mushrooms have varying levels of potency, and each strain can offer different or unique experiences. When microdosing, remember, you're not looking for like a full psychedelic effect, a psychedelic trip. You're aiming for more subtle benefits like improved focus, better mood, greater creativity, And also, again, the most common reasons people are microdosing is because of depression and anxiety and PTSD, addiction, things like that. Mental health issues, microdosing has been proven time and time again, whether it's proven in studies or even anecdotally, it's helping with these issues. But microdosing, you're not going to be high, you're not going to be tripping, you're not going to be stoned or anything like that. You can go about your daily business and do anything, but you're just going to be feeling better on a little bit of a different level. So finding the right strain can really make a pretty big difference in your results. So I think I've got, how many do I have here? I think I have 7 or 8 strains I'm going to talk to you about here. Seven, let's see, seven, is it 8? How many strains is it here? Let's see. Oh, I've got 8. I've got 8 for you. So let's go ahead and start. We're going to start with probably the most common. And what I'm going to do is tell you the name of the strain, and then I'm going to tell you which species it's in. So the first one I'm going to talk to you about, you've heard it, unless you're brand new, you probably heard about Golden Teacher. And that's part of the Psilocybin cubensis strain. Okay, so I'm going to take that back. And honestly, I get confused about this also. But so it's not a strain. Psilocybin cubensis is actually the species. And I guess you could say that Golden Teacher is a strain of the Psilocybin cubensis species. That makes more sense. And it's actually one of the most popular and accessible strains for beginners. Its name reflects its purpose. It's thought to teach through gentle wisdom and clarity. When used in microdoses, Golden Teacher tends to offer mental clarity, emotional stability, and an overall boost in creativity. And for those of you that are new to microdosing, it's a great strain to start with because it's pretty well balanced and it's also not too overpowering. Now, again, when I mention what it's going to feel like as far as mental clarity, emotional stability, still all of these are meant to be used for mental health issues as well. So, again, such as depression and anxiety. I'm not going to keep mentioning those over and over. I'm just going to kind of tell you the difference in the feeling kind of each of these strains. And one of the reasons that I recommend Golden Teacher is that it offers a calming experience and it doesn't make you feel too introspective or anxious, which is something that can happen with higher doses of some of the stronger strains. So if you're looking for something to start your day with a creative spark and positive outlook, this is your go-to strain, Golden Teachers. It's always a go-to strain. It's always good. I think in my mind, you can never go wrong with it. Number 2, Liberty Caps. And that is actually a strain of the species Psilocybe semilanceata. Okay, so Liberty Caps are among the most potent psilocybin mushrooms in the wild, but when it comes to microdosing, they still can offer some subtle yet profound benefits. Many who use Liberty Caps to microdose report heightened emotional insight and a deeper connection to nature. If you're someone who feels disconnected or if you're seeking more mindfulness in your day-to-day life, this strain, Liberty Caps, could be a really good fit for you. They've got a reputation for promoting a sense of unity and calm, making them an excellent choice for spiritual or introspective types. However, because they're more potent, it's really important that you got to dial in your dose carefully. Start small, gauge your reaction, and adjust accordingly. So, in other words, let's just say that typically you want to start with 100 or 150 milligrams of something like Golden Teachers, a pretty mild strain. If you're going to be using Liberty Caps or even some of the other ones that I'm going to be recommending, you might want to go a little bit, kind of like almost half to start. So instead of going like 100 to 150, you might want, believe it or not, you might want to start with 50 to 75 to 100. Start with that because they are quite a bit stronger. The third species I want to talk to you about is called Malabar Psilocybe. It's another Psilocybe cubensis strain. So see, what I'm saying is a lot of these are in the Psilocybe cubensis species. They're the same species of mushrooms, but they're just different strains. The Malabar mushrooms, originally from the Malabar coast of India, offer a more stimulating and energetic experience compared to some of the other strains. This makes them an excellent choice for people who microdose for productivity and focus. So if you're someone who struggles with motivation or procrastination, we all do, don't we? Malabar could be your best friend. And many people report feeling an uplifted mood and a surge of energy from Malabar, which can help you tackle tasks with more vigor and enthusiasm. Now, one of the reasons that Malabar stands out is that it has a unique way of balancing mental clarity with a subtle, like a tiny little euphoria. While it may not bring the deep introspection of strains like Liberty Caps, it's perfect for those seeking a gentle push to get things done. Whether you're working on a creative project or just need a little extra boost to get through a busy day of yours. Okay, the next one, number 4, is called albino penis envy. It's also a strain of the Psilocybe cubensis species. So albino penis envy, also oftentimes shortened as just APE, APE. It's a unique and highly potent strain that's often reserved for more experienced microdosers. It's a hybrid of the original penis envy strain. And by the way, if you're brand new, this is not porn or anything like that. The mushroom itself resembles a penis. That's like the easiest way I can say it to you. So that's why they call it penis envy. But this one has an albino mutation, so making it one of the most visually striking and potent varieties out there. When microdosed, it's known for its ability to enhance mental clarity and promote a deep sense of connection to your surroundings. However, due to its potency, again, you're going to want to be very careful with this. So again, I would say start with half of what you normally would start with golden teachers, and then go from there, then titrate up from there if you need to. But don't go crazy, because again, if you take 200 milligrams of this, it could be equal to double that, about 400 milligrams of a magic mushroom, and that could be starting to get to be that's outside of the range of a microdose. So just be aware of that and be careful. Okay, the next strain, it's also a Psilocybe cubensis strain. It's called Ghost. It's kind of a newer strain out there. It's quickly gaining reputation for being very potent. So again, be careful with this one. It's a hybrid of the notorious albino penis envy. So it carries over much of its strength, but with its own unique characteristics. So when microdosing Ghost, users often report an exceptional level of focus and enhanced sensory perception. If you're someone who values deep concentration and mental clarity, Ghost could be an excellent addition to your microdosing routine. Now, what sets Ghost apart is its ability to provide a sense of presence without overwhelming your senses. So while it's strong, it's cleaner, it's clear. You get a clear experience when microdose, making it perfect for tasks that require both mental sharpness and creativity. However, again, remember, due to its potency, much like albino penis envy, because it's kind of like just a little bit of an offshoot of that, careful dosing is crucial. So just go by the same way I said before. Do about half at first, and then you can always go up. You can always go up from there. So that's what I would do. So remember, again, also with that goes, help with mental health issues such as, depression, anxiety, everything I've said before. Number 6, Melmac. It's also another Psilocybe cubensis strain. It's known for its unique effects and potent properties. This strain is a variant of the Psilocybe cubensis family. That's what I just said. It's recognized for its robust and reliable experiences. When it comes to microdosing, Melmac can offer a well-rounded boost in mental clarity and emotional balance. People who use Melmac often find it helps with focus and motivation while also providing a sense of calm and stability. It's less likely to induce anxiety compared to some of the more potent strains, making it a solid choice for those who need to maintain a balanced state of mind throughout their day. Melmac's effects are described as smooth, subtle, allowing users to experience enhanced creativity and mental agility without any kind of like overwhelming sensations. But again, same thing as with any potent strain, make sure you start smaller than you would with as if you were using something like golden teachers. Okay, the next one is called wavy caps. And that's another species. So this one is, I want to make sure I pronounce it right, Psilocybe cyanessens. And you don't have to memorize that. There's not going to be a quiz. It's just interesting that many of these are different strains of Psilocybe cubensis, but a couple, two or three here that I'm talking about are not. They're different. They're actually different from different species. They're strains from different species. So if you want a bit more experience, or if you're looking for a more potent option, wavy caps might be your strain. These mushrooms are notably stronger than golden teachers, meaning you'll need to be extra careful with your dosing. Again, but in small amounts, microdose amounts, wavy caps are known to provide a sharp focus and heightened senses, making them ideal for people who need to concentrate on deep work or creative tasks. Hey, they might be perfect for me. In all honesty, I've never used these. I've never used this strain. So that's pretty interesting. Creativity, concentration. Now, one thing to note though, they're not for everyone. If you're sensitive to psilocybin, this strain might be a bit intense, even in small amounts. But if you've been microdosing for quite a while and you want to push your boundaries a little bit, it could be worth trying. The last strain and species, so it's a different species totally. It's from the Psilocybe tamponensis, or I should say tamponensis species. It's called Philosopher's Stone. And this is another one that I have never tried. At least to my knowledge, I've never tried this one. They're known for mild yet clear-headed effects, which makes them perfect for microdosing. This strain promotes deep thought and reflection without the heaviness that can come with some of the stronger strains. So if you're someone who enjoys journaling or creative problem solving, Philosopher's Stone may be your best bet. Wow, interesting. The strain gets its name because of its ability to bring about philosophical or abstract thinking. I am definitely going to try this one because I love to go deep and just figure things out about life, universe, the world. I'm going to try this one. I got to find out where to get this. It sounds great. So if you're looking to explore your thoughts and ideas in a deeper, more creative way without feeling overwhelmed, and I like that thing, without feeling overwhelmed, this strain can be a solid choice. So remember, okay, those are eight. Those are eight. Now, if I forgot anything or left something out, feel free to write in. Let me know. I can add it or add it to the article, or maybe even talk about them in a future episode. So if there's something I forgot, something you're using very successfully, because this is not a do all end all list. It's not totally comprehensive, but it's eight really really good species and strains to know. When it comes to microdosing, making sure your dose is right is really important. So I've done many episodes on the absolute beginner's guide. I'm going to be doing more for beginners and sharing, just basically I think we're going to do a quick start pretty soon. Somebody that's a pure beginner, just how do you get started in the quickest way possible? We're going to do that. But again, I always talk about microdosing is anywhere from probably 50 milligrams to upwards of probably 300 milligrams. So again, you might need to experiment, especially if you're going to some of these stronger strains. Just be careful, like I've been saying through this episode. Be careful. Pick your dose smaller if you're not familiar with the strain, and then you can always go up from there. I really hope this helped. Again, it's a really commonly asked question. What are the best strains? So many people want to know about this. So I just figured I did some research. And also my good friend Janelle Merriweather helped me quite a bit with this. I want to thank her from Blue Mood Food. And again, if you've got something out there that you want me to talk about, let me know. Write into me. My contact information is always in the show notes and on my website, so you can get to me. And I'd love to do an episode based on maybe something that you think is important, or something that I maybe even haven't covered for a while, or haven't covered at all. That would be totally fine with me. And remember, a brand new episode comes out every single Wednesday, every single Friday. Sometimes on Mondays, we do a Microdose Monday, especially if we have one of our free webinars coming up. And guess what? We do have one coming up really soon. I think it's going to be next week, all about dreams and how they relate to magic mushrooms and psilocybin and life and mental health and much more than that. I'm not doing it any justice, but I will tell you this. It's going to be a great webinar. We had to move it a little bit more into the future, which is going to be, so it's going to be next week, is Dr. Denise, who is actually our dream expert here at Microdose U. She came down with COVID a week or so ago. So we want to make sure she's feeling her absolute best. Thanks for all the energy you sent to her. She appreciates it. I appreciate it. And until next time, until next episode, and really hope to see you on the webinar. Again, the links are in the show notes and on the website. Really hope to see you there. But until next time, I am Dr. Dave. I love you. It's Microdose U.